go. I don't hear any music, but I think we'll be all right. I'm by myself. I don't know what to do. Put me on. I want to say hello to everybody. Hey, look at this. Limo Talk. Yeah, it's me. Graz at 8. GothamGoldGraz.com. Ins41.com. Bobby Ins41 Inzarello's on the road on his way in, going to tag me out and take over the show around 9:45 tonight. And he's going to hang out with Larry Izzo, who's coming in to join us tonight. Inside, Board Up Extraordinaire is not here tonight, Richard Zarelli, but we do have Board Up Extraordinaire Professional Vinny inside. Hello, Vincent. How are you?
I'm good.
What's happening?
I'm a little tired today because I had to drive my parents to JFK at 4:30 in the morning.
I'm doing that in about 15. I'll be out of here in about half an hour. That's what I'll be doing. I'm on my way to JFK.
What gate?
Going to 4.
4. That's right.
Which is probably the worst.
Yeah, there's like traffic going on.
It's a jigsaw puzzle.
It's like
JFK is what LaGuardia was for the last 8 years, and LaGuardia just got voted the #1 airport in the United States after they're the worst 8 years ago.
I know.
So JFK is going to take that over soon too. JFK is going to probably, when they're done, JFK will be, the #1 airport in the United States. They're going to make it beautiful. I can tell you that right now.
It's just like they got to compete with each other, LaGuardia and JFK.
Talk louder, because at 59 years old,
they got to compete with each other.
I think I got too much wax in my ears.
Yeah.
Listen, I hated going to LaGuardia. I love going to LaGuardia now. It's easy.
Oh, yeah?
In and out, done, you're fine. JFK, you don't know. You could pull into JFK and then try to get to the terminal and do a jigsaw puzzle because they're doing the construction, so you're going around.
Yep.
And then they turn it to one lane, and everybody's sitting there waiting.
It was one of those things where I'm dropping them off, and we're following all the Gate 4 signs, and we didn't see any, and then I go off like the wrong turn, and then all of a sudden we lost like 10 minutes, and we were already kind of running late because it was like 5 o'clock, and my parents had like a 7 a.m. flight.
Oh, dude.
So
I had a lady that I take on a regular basis that's supposed to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning to board.
Yeah.
And I dropped her off at 7:50.
Apparently,
she's got 10 minutes to run through the terminal like O.J. Simpson did on that commercial and then try to get on a plane. Thank God she had that access to be able to get right in.
I was going to say, apparently the airports give you they just put you through if you could prove that your flight's in like 10 or 20 minutes. They'll just,
They will do that.
Yeah.
They will do that.
Yeah.
They will help you out. But you got to get them on your radar. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I noticed?
What do you notice?
Sweating, being by myself, trying to share the show, and doing everything that I do for the show. It's just too much. I'm already getting heart palpitations.
You're getting heart
I can't do this.
Yeah.
Where's Inns? Get in here, Inns.
You got to drink that water.
Oh, yeah, you're right. All right,
hydrated.
so Zarelli's out. Joe Pontillo's calling in. Bonnie Scalisi's calling in. Larry Izzo's going to join Inns behind the mic for the last hour and 15 minutes of the show. I really did enjoy last week's show with you guys. I think you guys did a great job. I'm proud of you.
I thought last show was great. The only problem was the camera I had was fucking not flattering at all, and it made my haircut look like I was completely bald. But it was the camera.
Who cares? Listen, do you ever see me? I try to hide. I like going in by you. I'll sit by you.
It's comfortable.
Because you know why? I have the most distinct voice on the show.
I think so.
I think so too. You know what I mean? He's the pup. He does all the characters.
Impressions.
I don't do any characters. He's been doing it for years.
Correct.
And he's funny and he's spot on. And I've learned a lot from him.
He was doing one of you. That's how he opened the show.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, I know. He does me, and he does a good. I seriously believe he has made me laugh more than any individual in this world for the last 14 years. He's funny as fuck.
He's a funny guy.
And I love him.
He's a funny guy.
I know how he is. He's a little straight. It's his way and stuff like that. I get it. But you know what? We've gotten along for 14 years. That's pretty damn good.
I think the whole transportation comedy podcast works so well because the three of you are such distinct personalities, but you bounce off each other so good,
Well, I think that my rant 2 months ago that we are the only comedy transportation show in the world.
Yeah, that echoes in my ears.
Did very well on my social media, so I know people know about it. And you know what? It's the truth. Step it up. We are the foundation. We are the foundation here, too. Anybody in this place wants to say that we don't get the most views out of anybody generically, that we don't put a dime into it, We don't.
That should be your slogan. Like, instead of share the show on the TV behind you, it should say the only transportation podcast.
Put it up there.
Yeah.
You can. Well, listen,
yeah,
you got a project to do.
Yeah, I'll put both.
Try to get it in the buildings or something like that where it blends in.
Yeah.
But it
Taking over.
I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
We do transportation. You call my phone number 516-398-9678. If I answer the phone, if it doesn't go to voicemail, I'll call you back. Boom. We'll talk transportation. I can get you almost anything that you need. SUVs, planes, limos.
When you're driving people around, do you put on your own show to keep them entertained?
I do not, but they all know about my show.
You should.
I try to talk about them a little bit in the okay. So my largest client, one of my largest clients, made a $50 Venmo donation to us this morning.
That's awesome.
I took him and his family to the airport. He says, I saw your thing. I took care of him. I go, I love him. He takes care of me. I've been with him 30 years.
Sure.
So he says, I sent you some money in a Venmo. So, you know what I mean? $50 out of nowhere for the Vicky Vasquez Scholarship Fund. That's how I'm looking at it.
Besides him, has that been going good?
He sent us money. Noreen, Larry Izzo's girl, who runs MNN Printing of New York, Inc., 23 West Merrick Road in Valley Stream, 516-285-8526. She's making a $100 donation.
That's great.
Helene Witt, the comedian lady that was on a couple of weeks ago, she sent us $25. Michelle Welch, one of my girls from the Green Dogs, whose her son is Jordan Welch, one of the top talents on the East Coast, plays for Stony Brook. Oh. She made a $25 donation.
That's great.
DiFilippo's already committed. He's coming.
Yeah.
He's and a guest. He's coming. My buddy Tommy, who I didn't stop by his house tonight, who I'm going to call right now. I didn't stop by his house. He is giving us a mini Odell Beckham. Hi, Vince. How are you, babe?
Hey, how are you, man?
All right, good. I think this one works. He's giving us a mini Odell Beckham New York Giants basket.
That's really fucking cool.
To raffle off.
That's cool.
Mini basket.
You know, Tommy, Big Tommy, remember from the last show? Have you said he took pictures with us?
I took a picture
Are
with
you
him.
doing a couple raffles or just the one?
He's a great guy. Out of nowhere, he just said, you know what? I want to help you guys out.
Those raffle baskets are good. They got a lot of people that donate. Yeah.
I've got 5 people coming. I'm paying for your girl. You're the talent, so I'm paying for your girl.
Thank you.
My son Dominic and his girl V's coming. My Vinny, your girl, Lacera's coming, and my wife.
Yeah, it'll be great.
You know, Pat Walsh took a couple of tickets. I heard Rob Keene's coming. You know what?
Rob Keane, that'll be nice.
That'll be nice. Rob. Yeah, it would be nice, right? What's happening?
Not much. Just crazy on the traffic over here. I drove like a Mario Andretti.
Listen, I'm happy to have you.
And some lady or guy or whatever who I cut off.
Yeah.
And flashing the brights at me.
She hates you.
You can hate me all you want. Limo Talk.
That's right.
I had to get here. The only comedy transportation podcast in America.
That's right.
So I had to get here, and if she crashed into a tree or something like that, I'm really, really sorry. You know,
we tried.
No, she didn't. She just, whoever it was, he, whatever, kept flashing the lights at me. Like I was like, "Do you think that's gonna make me stop?
No.
Like I'm gonna pull over or something?
No.
I didn't stop it." But yeah, it was crazy. I don't know what the heck happened. It was all backed up, really, really.
Is it backed up on the other side going out towards?
No.
All right, good.
No.
All right, so I'm out of here at 9:45. Just so you know, Lou Ferriolo is giving me figures saying hello. Bonnie Scalisi says I'm drunk, but she's supposed to be calling in tonight. 516-945-9099. Ann Rothy says, okay, good. The show's going to be good now. Here's Inns. Good evening, all you awesome people from Bruno Capolo. Bruno, you're the one specific person I want to call out tonight, and I mean that sincerely. You're on here. I'd like a donation from you, Bruno. $20, $25.
Isn't he glad he tuned in?
No, well, I know Bruno's he can spend.
You're the one person
Bruno's
I wanna
like
call out.
he's one of the dons around here. So I want Bruno, please, I want you because I want to be able to say for the next 6 months. And Bruno Capolo, the capo of Limo Talk. So and that's about it. Mike Bott just gave me 40 middle fingers.
40. That's good.
Listen,
that's a new record, I think.
Bott, congratulations to your son. Happy birthday to Ryan. Congratulations to your baseball team. This baseball team won today. I don't want to talk about that.
What?
Bonnie, you can call in anytime. Inns is going to be here all night till 11 o'clock. I am leaving in 20 minutes. So Taz says hello.
Hey, Taz.
And that's it, brother.
So that's it.
That's it. You ready? You'll be all right for April 19th? I think we're going to be okay.
It's a week from yesterday.
Yeah. It's a week from yesterday. We got,
I'm set.
You set?
It's the day before
Easter. And all I keep getting is, it's a bad time. It's a bad time. It's a bad time. That's all I'm getting. It's a bad time.
But we're giving away as a door prize for those of you who came a carton of eggs
and an Odell Beckham Jr.
and an Odell Beckham
mini helmet from Tommy,
and possibly like some sort of a cake.
You all right? You want me to rub it for you?
No, I got my shoe fell off.
I do that. That's the ADD in you. Do you walk with your shoes without putting it back on?
Yeah.
Yes. We got a call. Put it all out. I can't hear. And could you give me some music there? Professional video.
Little travel music.
Something.
So anyway, I want to bring up what happened the other day on the text.
Hold on. With me and you?
Yeah.
Dude.
No, we're going on.
No, all right. Well, Bonnie's on. I think if I hear she's drunk.
Respect.
Put your headphones on.
Put the headphones on.
Put the headphones on.
Hold on a second before we do that, because you're leaving.
All right. Limo Talk. Who is this?
This is Bonnie Scalisi's Uber driver. I had sex with a camera, and now I am driving a...
Somebody trying to talk like an Indian.
I can't hear him, Vin. Hold on a minute. All right, so go ahead. Stay on the phone with us.
Stay on. Work on that.
I wasn't being a dick.
Hold on a second.
You were in a bad mood.
No,
man.
I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I was in a good mood.
Oh.
Hold on, folks. Graz sends me a picture. Shut up. Graz sends me a picture of somebody I work with in Valley Stream and at UBS with a kid. Who was the kid?
That's Jack
Oh
Broderick.
my God.
Jack Broderick. Shut up, Donay, on the phone, please. Be quiet for a second. Go.
Stop that.
He's drunk.
Who is that? That's Bonnie Scalisi.
That's not Bonnie.
No, who are you with,
It's
Bonnie?
me
Is that
and
your husband?
Michael.
It's Bonnie's Uber driver.
It's Bonnie's Uber driver.
Yeah, tell him to.
All right.
You know,
All right, so go ahead.
pull out the hash pipe and give us a minute.
Hold on, Bonnie.
I
Go ahead.
have my head up and down.
Okay, we done? All right. So you sent me the picture and you go, "Do you know her?"
Yes.
And I was like, "Yes."
Yes.
And then I said, "When is that picture from?" It's from at least last year.
And I know how you know, because the uniforms have changed.
Yes.
In the last year.
So you go, "No, Sunday," and I was like, "No, it's not." And you write,
Okay.
Okay.
I was sleeping. I was half. Dude,
But you sent me the picture.
I know, but I was just
Sends me
thinking,
a picture and don't want to talk about it.
and then you go, you are a fucking psycho.
I was like,
case.
what a fucking schizo. Holy shit.
All right, so you have to know I love you to death, please.
No, I didn't feel it in that moment of texting where I go, then I get nasty. I was like, you're fucked up. I go, what the hell's wrong with you? You fucking schizo? You have a nice day, too. He writes.
I don't want to fight with you. All right, so Bruno Capolo
Anyway.
is in for $25. Message me who to make it out to and where to send it. Bruno, you have Venmo, correct? All right, so at Farmingdale Baseball. At Farmingdale Baseball. All right, Bruno and Mike Bott. You leave in Inns by himself. Greg DiFilippo wants to know. I said no. Larry Izzo should be here in about 5 minutes. He's bringing beer and White Castles for you.
Beer and White Castles. Oh, my God.
Yeah, Mike Bott's telling me he's not making it,
Let me call the pharmacy.
but I want 2 tickets in case
I'm
can.
going to need
All right.
some Prilosec.
All right, Bott wants 2 tickets. Thanks, Bott. I love you.
So, we still got our phone caller here?
Yeah, Bonnie, you still on the phone? Nope. Good talking to you, Bond. Thanks.
I mean, what the hell was that?
she's drunk. She said
She's drunk?
she's drunk. Yeah.
That wasn't her talking.
No,
What
that
I
was her
could tell,
Uber driver
it was,
talking.
It was drunk Bonnie with an Indian Uber driver.
I
speaking.
could tell. No, that wasn't a real Indian Uber driver.
I think so. I think she's coming from a show.
You're not a real Indian, are
It
you?
was a
From
fake
Seda.
Indian
I think she's
driver?
coming from Seda. Is that what it's called?
Satanhurst.
Seda. I was right.
No,
Cedarhurst?
Seda. No, Seda. All right. So Mike Bott just here's what's going to happen that night. Everybody's taking tickets and just donating the money. We're going to have like 20 people.
We'll have 6 people
We'll
there.
have like 10 people. My son.
No.
Yeah, really.
Welcome to Mars.
Mike Bott's like, Mike, if you show up, you have 2 tickets, or you just send us $50. Do it to Venmo at Farmingdale Baseball.
It's a 2-drink minimum. If we have to bring them to you, we will.
No, yes, they get 2 free drinks. You know that, right? Well, so you know what? Buy the tickets so we can use the drinks for everybody.
They'll be bombed.
Yeah, man, we can buy the tickets. So like Pat Walsh is doing the same thing. He's buying the tickets. So and if he don't show up, he's giving the tickets. So we'll have we'll get drunk.
You get 2 free drinks with the tickets,
dude.
Maybe they'll sell their tickets to Governors fans.
Oh boy, here we go.
Like the Islander fans do, sell their tickets to Ranger fans.
I think they really got price gouged. But that's for another day.
You gotta call it, guys.
Limo Talk. It's Ins 41. Who's this?
It's Bonnie again. Are you gonna hang up on me again?
Nobody hung up on you. It's just you hung up.
Oh no, but I'm here with Michael, and he's like,
and I'm also the Uber driver.
Oh, Spielberg, my boyfriend.
Driving Bonnie and
Spielberg.
Michael home because they had too much to drink. They're very fucked up, as you people say.
Are you coming on Saturday, Spielberg?
What, you want to speak with the Michael Spielberg? I know who that is.
I want to speak to Bonnie, not you.
Hey guys, what's up?
I'll have half a piece of that.
Yeah, I didn't want to drive, so we hired an Uber. My first time, actually.
Mike, you been well?
have you been well?
Yeah, I've been great.
What do you got? What do you have? A fucking English interpreter?
I'm just trying to be nice to him. I haven't spoken to
No,
him.
I'm like, he goes, have I been well? She goes, have you been well? What is that, life support?
Bonnie, you all right?
Come on, well, you guys are lost over there. You been drinking all night?
Yeah, we finished the first Seder I ever hosted, and Michael was the leader of the Seder. And then he had to take
in case you don't know, folks, that's a Jewish thing. Okay.
What's a Seder now? What do you do with a Seder?
It's Passover.
You read the Haggadah, and you talk about the past. And
You read the Haagen-Dazs, and you talk about you read the Haagen-Dazs.
You screwed us.
Right, how all you non-Jews screwed us, and we were slaves under Pharaoh, and how every generation someone will rise up to annihilate us, which, I never thought would happen in my lifetime, but I lived to see it happen.
And basically, it's a reminder of how all you non-Jews fucked us, and therefore we screw up your weather and control your media.
But Michael is Italian.
Yeah, but in the meantime,
point.
you're fucking yourselves.
Yeah,
because Jews notoriously vote Democrat for the people who
right,
fucking hate them.
100%.
For the people who fucking hate them.
Bonnie, let me ask you something. Me and Ins have sat here for how many years talking about the Jews and how we backed them and how they put themselves in the corner and everything else. But the state of the union right now, you all right with it, or you still a little worried about what's going on?
Well, you're talking about the libtard Jews?
Thank you for saying that.
Yes.
The media.
Talk louder, please.
I love what Trump is doing. I voted for Trump, and I convinced a lot of liberal Jews to switch to the Democratic Party.
Republican Party.
I have, personally.
Switch to the Republican Party.
I mean, he's right. He's right.
That was great.
Thank you, Vin.
It's all good.
I'm drunk, too.
Don't call into a radio show when you've been drinking.
I meant the Republican Party, and I've convinced a lot of Jewish Democrats to turn to the Republican Party.
She's quite persuasive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want you to vote for the Democrats because they hate us.
And by the way, our drink of choice was a spicy margarita, not on the Passover menu, but
actually, to be technical, you're not allowed to drink vodka because it's made from legumes, but tequila, being an agave-based drink, is completely kosher for Passover.
That's fucking great.
Technically, we didn't break the rules.
Hey, listen to me. Now, I don't mean to rush you guys. Hear me out for a second. I'm getting out of here in like 10 minutes. All right?
Yes.
Yeah. I got to go. I got a big cash pickup I got to go do. She comes in once or twice a month. Are you?
Oh, man.
Is Mike coming that Saturday night or no?
Are you coming Saturday night?
Are you talking about your show?
Yes. No, the MERS night. The MERS night.
I might in PA that Saturday. I'm sorry.
All right, so you're not.
Faggot. Meaning Michael.
Look, it makes me feel pretty, goddammit.
What makes you feel pretty?
Pennsylvania. and there's a lot going on.
Hey, you know, when you go to Pennsylvania, I'd like to go with you. When you going?
Yeah, really.
Actually, I probably am going at the end of this week coming up, and you could help me unload my van. I got a lot of heavy shit that I'm trying to move in by myself. So.
Wait. Where are you going in Pennsylvania? Where?
Jim Thorpe would be the area that most people know. It's just south of the Poconos. It's like a very touristy town.
Nice.
I bought an old furniture factory that was abandoned, and it's just about 10 minutes outside of Jim Thorpe proper.
Nice. Very good.
All right, Bonnie, I love you. I look forward to you coming on Saturday night, all right? Please don't get offended, but I only got 10 minutes, and I got a lot of shit I got to do, all right?
Okay, thank you, Graz.
All right, and kids,
Bonnie.
stay in school and don't drink and drive.
Yeah, that's right. And Mike, we miss you. I'll see you soon, Bonnie. Share the show. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Saturday night.
In my group.
Izzo, hurry up. I'm leaving. Get in here, Izzo.
All right, bye, Graz.
Larry
Larry Izzo.
Bye,
Walking
Bonnie.
in.
Bye, Mike.
Bye, Mike. Bye, Bonnie. All right, I gotta get
Wow.
Zarelli on the phone for a second.
We got Larry Izzo here with a lot of baggage.
Yeah, man. I brought you some Montezuma's Revenge food.
Oh my God, this is like intense.
I know.
Look how
so
big.
good,
What, a whole suitcase? What do you got?
And I'm leaving. Larry, you kidding me?
You're leaving.
Yeah.
Whites. What do
Zarel-
they call it? The Crave Clutch?
Hold on, Zarelli, it's me. What's the last 4 digits for the Venmo? People are asking for it. The phone number.
Just tell them to do it without confirming.
What-
I don't need that.
Without confirming?
No confirmation needed.
Without confirming.
All right, you're on the show. Larry Izzo just walked in. Bonnie Scalisi just hung up. Inge just walked in 10 minutes ago. He's a little late. And I'm leaving in 10 minutes. And Larry brought fucking belly bombers for about 20 people.
Yeah.
Tell him I say hi.
Well, I
And
figured there'd
Vinny
be
says
6.
hi, too.
Hello, Vinny. Hello, Larry. Hi, Bobby.
Hello, Vinny. Hello, Larry. I like that. Hello, Vinny. Hello, Larry.
Did they win the second game?
Yes, in 11 innings.
Did 11.75
11
pitch?
innings.
Did he pitch?
No, he was in the pen warming up, but did not get the call in.
So
He
basically,
warmed up long enough to reach his pitch count and had to call it a day.
dude. So basically,
right.
he got in a car, drove to. Well, hold on. He drove to Cortland. He watched 2 games. The kid was in the bullpen both games. Never got a chance to pitch, and he drove
But
home.
I'll bet those were exciting warm-ups.
I had a very nice dinner with my son last night.
That's all that matters.
We got to hang out for a while.
There you go. That's all that matters.
That's what matters. If you're driving there to see playing time, you're driving for the wrong reason.
I love you. I'm glad you had fun. We miss you. I'm leaving in 10 minutes, so I gotta just get through a lot of stuff. All right.
You mentioned that. You're leaving in 10 minutes.
He's been leaving for 10 minutes, for 20 minutes.
I gotta go.
You know what's funny? I call up the union at the Garden. You know, I have to call up to get work, and the thing goes on. It goes, please wait. Please hold for the next available assigner. And it says your call will be answered in about 3 minutes. Then like 5 minutes go by, and it goes, thank you for calling. Your call will be answered in about 3 minutes. You got about 3 minutes remaining, and it just keeps going with 3 minutes. It's like Graz leaving.
I'm leaving soon. Let me go. I love you. All right.
You only got 7 minutes.
I know. Goodbye. 516.
Yeah.
Call it later on. Izzo's got an hour and 15 minutes of him, Vinny, and Izzo.
Oh.
This is going to be a good one. 516-945-9099.
We got another call.
Another call. What's going on?
Wow.
Bye, Rich. What's going on here? Limo
What's
Talk.
going on?
It's me. It's 41. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Tommy Morano. What's up?
Hi, Tommy. How are you?
Yeah, what's going on? I have a very good family friend that you guys are friends with.
Uh-oh. Who is that?
Tommy, this is Bobby, and that's Graz, and Larry. What do we got?
Bobby 2 times.
6 times.
Tommy, who am I friends with, or who we friends with?
So you guys were friends with my dear cousin Guy.
Oh, hey, Tommy. What's going on? Guy Emelo's one of my closest friends. You know that,
Yeah,
Tommy. It's
you
Graz.
guys-
How are you, babe?
How's everything?
Good. I know you've been dying to call in and come in. You know you have a free pass. You come and hang out with me and Inz and Richie anytime you want. You know that, right?
I want to come sit in there with you guys.
Okay,
well,
Headset's on, I
get
wanna
here.
come
Where
hang
are
out.
you?
Listen, what are you doing tonight? I'm leaving. You can take my spot.
Well, tonight I can't go anywhere.
Tonight.
I got responsibilities.
Tommy, do me a favor.
Tommy.
Two things.
Come on.
You know my on Facebook. Tell me when you want to come in. Next week we're not on because it's Easter Sunday.
We're gonna book you.
The following week we're back. So we're back the week after Easter Sunday. If you want to come in and hang out with me, Richie and Bobby and Vinny, you're more than welcome to hang out with us. I have an open door policy for all my guests and people that like the show. All right?
Just tell me where to come.
20
there.
Broadway. 20 Broadway. You can't miss us.
Right next to
Okay,
Leonardo's
well,
Pizza.
Yeah, and behind Wingstop, the new one.
Yeah, you can because this ain't Broadway.
All right. Well,
I know, it's
And
so
what's
fucked
that?
up. when
Broadway's
people say-
around the
All
corner,
right, but most
and
people.
then he's going to go there. It's going to be a
so then
blank
he'll call.
slot.
He'll be outside, and I'm in front of a Chinese food place. All right, come up the block,
And what's
make another
up?
right.
I
We're
mean,
right
you
over
got
there.
Broadway. You
What?
got Dutch Broadway in Elmont. You got Broadway in Hewlett. You got Broadway in East Meadow. Where am I going?
Oh,
In
Broadway,
Massapequa.
Broadway in Massapequa. Yes.
You know what? Go to Dutch Broadway. It's right. It's not far from my house.
Broadway is a lot of good stuff over there. You
Yeah.
got the old Carvel.
The Carvel is still there.
You got a lot of good stuff over there.
You know, when I played Little League Baseball, they were a sponsor, and we used to have on the back of the jerseys, Carvel Dutch Broadway.
It's true.
And it was,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah,
That's
we used to all
awesome.
go there after the game. Charlie was the owner. We'd go in and have ice cream like we were little pigs eating ice cream at the end of the game with sprinkles all over everything.
But hey, listen, real quick. You can't go wrong with Teddy's Bar in Meacham.
Teddy's, that's one of my favorites. Teddy's was, I grew up,
He's
I
still
basically,
open.
Tommy, you've drank in Bobby's bar. Bobby Inzarello owned Inns 41 in Franklin Square, where I used to bartend, where Guy used to come all the time.
Oh, the one by across the street from the church.
No, that was
that's
C.J.
That's
Wellington's.
C.J. Wellington's. He was the one that was right next where the what's the ice place now called?
well, it's now Ralph's Italian Ice.
It was where Ralph's Italian Ices is across the street on Franklin Avenue, where the old Friendlies used to be. Remember?
Which is now a 7-Eleven.
Which is now a 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
He had the bagel place, Bobby.
Oh, really? Bagel, what's that called? Bagel,
Well, it was called Bagels on the Square, but I didn't have the bagels place.
You had to
Now it's 529 bagels, but
Yeah.
I was 529 Franklin Avenue, Franklin Square, Inns 41.
yeah.
Oh, nice. All right, well, I'm game to come down whenever you guys want to have me.
All right, so you reach out to me on the Facebook again and just say, Graz, I want to come in a couple of weeks. But there's
You
only
got
one
it.
stipulation.
What?
We like alcohol.
Ah,
So do I.
Okay, good. Right? We're good. We're good.
We're good.
We're
Yeah,
good.
we're good. I'll bring it. Don't worry. We'll laugh.
All right, good. Say hello to everybody,
All right,
Tommy,
talk
all
to you.
right?
You got it.
All right.
All right, Tommy.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
All right.
See you later, Tommy.
Hey. All right.
hey,
All right.
Graz,
What's this?
I got
Bye.
that for you.
Oh, you fucking rock. All right, so Noreen made a donation for $100. So LMN Printing of New York, Inc., 23 West Merrick Road, Valley Stream. Noreen, 516-285-8526. LMN Printing has now
LMN.
become
L&M. What did we got?
LNM.
You're selling cigarettes.
LMN. Oh, all right, yeah.
LMN.
I'll get used to it. LMN.
Larry Mancy Nancy.
All right, Larry, all right, I'll get used to it. They have now become a sponsor of ours. Thank you, sir, very much.
Thank me.
Well, thanks, Noreen.
Yes.
I have a question, and here's my last question when I walk out of here. Frank's boat. If we have a party on there, how many fit?
Oh, we'll have a party on Frank's boat.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'd have to see.
I'll hire a waitress in a bikini.
Oh. I
I
think
want to know how much we fit, and that'll make up
for the right price, I think Frank would wear the bikini.
But
There he is.
I want to know for Frank how many can fit on his boat.
I'll ask him.
And if we get a waitress in a bikini, we throw a little limo truck
You know what?
party on
I'm
the
gonna
water.
go. I'm gonna go one step beyond here and say that a waitress on that boat would probably be overkill.
Why is it that
I don't think-
small? Was
I
it
don't
a
think
small
it's-
dinghy?
He's got a small dinghy. But no, it's like I don't know the size of the boat. I don't think it's that big. Where a waitress, would have to go from one place to another to get us food or drinks. When all we have to do is probably reach into the cooler.
Yeah, but it'll probably be 7 men.
Yeah.
One girl serving us. That would be nice, don't you think?
She could pop over my beer. Yeah, no problem.
All right. So you're all ready for next Saturday night.
Absolutely.
Okay. You'll at the door, whatever. We'll see you at the door and everything else. You got a few people coming to hang out with
I
us?
think I got about 6 to 8 people. I'm thinking. Yeah.
All right, that's fine. That's
Kinda
great.
6 to 8.
Yeah, that's great.
6 to 8.
That's great.
Are they coming, or are they just buying tickets and not coming?
No, they said they were coming.
All right.
All right.
Some people
Well, we're
just
doing all right.
said they're
So
gonna donate.
I now hand over Limo Talk to my co-host Bobby Inzarello.
All right.
Good night, everybody. God bless. I love you all. Please share the show. Please give us a like. Please give us a love. And
Big round of applause for Graz for coming.
and April 19th.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, Barton and Lou and all these guys that are donating and might be coming. We appreciate it very much. The Victoria Vicky Vasquez Scholarship Fund, April 19th, 7:30. We're going to open up the doors. MERS in Farmingdale, 535 Route 109. Bonnie Scalisi, Joe Pontillo, Larry Izzo, and Courtney Ortera. And then everybody's going to be there. We're having a good time. Good night, everybody. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
You don't want to grab any White Castles
No,
on
I
the
don't
way
want
out?
anything.
Yeah, he's got a passenger in the car. You don't eat White Castle.
No, I'll be farting the whole time. Yeah, I'll be farting the whole time.
Wow.
This ought to be an interesting.
Thank you, guys.
How many are in there? 20?
Well, I don't know.
See you later,
I bought
guys.
enough for Bobby and Vinny and everybody else.
Bobby will eat 2.
Yeah,
What do we got?
whatever. We got some. Let's see.
You know, it's been a while. This guy I used to work with, Mike Fish, over at the Board of Elections.
Mike Fish.
Right? We sit there and we talk about going to places for lunch, because at the Board of Elections, when you get in the morning, the first thing you start talking about is where you're going for lunch or what you're getting for lunch, because there, sometimes there wasn't much going on. And besides what anybody thinks, the Board of Elections was 365 days a year. It was always open. And there's a lot of elections that go on. But
What do you do 365 days a year? They're always open.
They're always open. There's elections all year long.
Every day?
No. You plan for them.
Oh,
you
I
plan
see.
for them. Let's say, you got to get all the books, the street maps, all the stuff that has to be printed, everything used to come through there. The ballots have to be made. The candidates have to be put on the ballots. All the stuff we used to do. We used to work in the print shop. So, and other people test the machines. So every time there's another election, they got to make up a stick, put it in the machine, and make sure that the machine is calibrated properly for that election that's coming up. Fire departments, libraries, all kinds of municipalities. Valley Stream always has a yearly trustees or, and everybody, as so many towns do, they have elections for trustees, mayors, and whatever. There's elections going on all over the place all the time. So bottom line, though, we used to be sitting there when there was nothing going on, and you're there all year, and you're sitting there going, what are we doing for lunch at 8:30 and 9 o'clock in the morning, And then all of a sudden, so like Mike Fish would be like, I want to go to New Park Pizza.
New Park
So we would go from Mineola to New Park and back in an hour lunch, and he felt like it was a challenge. But one day he goes, why don't we go to White Castle? So now there's a White Castle nearby in Hempstead, but we didn't want to go to the White Castle in Hempstead.
It's got to be Limbrook then.
So we had to go to Limbrook. So we drove to the White Castle in Limbrook flying. Got there, got a whole suitcase like this of White Castle burgers, brought them back to the Board of Elections, sat down in the print shop, and we each had 7, 8 of them. And I haven't had one since, for very good reason. I was so fucking sick after that. I felt like shit. I really did.
But they are good going
But
down,
they're good.
aren't they?
So I'm about to have one for the first time in, let's say, about 10 years.
All right, this is a test.
So what do we got? They oh my God. Now, the funny thing about a White Castle burger.
Did you want a cheese?
No, I don't want the cheese.
Will kill you.
Look at the size of this thing. It's a postage stamp, right? It's so small, but it's powerful. It's powerful. The little bun here is about the size of it's smaller than a dinner roll, but packing a punch here. There used to be holes in the burger, though.
There is.
They still have them?
The holes are there before they cook them. It looks like a little face. It's got right?
Wow. Anyway, it's a tasty little treat. Now, if you're going to have belly bombers, you got to go all out. You can't just have one. You can't even have just 3. You pretty much got to go with at least 4. So I'm working on this one.
So let me ask you, do you want to have a contest tonight?
How many we can wipe out?
No, how many we can wipe out? We got 12 apiece. No, we can do that.
I do have to go to work tomorrow.
All right, forget it then.
So I'm not opposed to calling in sick. And I'd be legitimately sick. But yeah, he's good. Thanks for bringing him down.
And Bobby, Vinny, you want to grab some? Grab a beer? They're very good.
They're so small. Now look, Vinny's gonna come in and have one.
Sure. Take a couple. Take a beer.
You know what makes that burger?
The pickle.
The onions and pickle.
The pickles and onions.
Yep. Because without it, they don't really have much flavor.
And you know what?
Look at Bobby standing
Come
by the
on,
door.
Bobby, here. This is
Now
okay.
I'm gonna have a cheese. All right.
Cheese regular.
That's not a regular. That's a cheese. Why not? Well, when somebody usually goes, "Oh, I never had a regular," and pulls away the cheese, you think they're grabbing a regular. All right. Why, you don't want to mess up your streak? Folks, these are amazing. Which White Castle is this from?
I went to the one on Sunrise Highway here in Massapequa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Massapequa. It's not quite the All-American burger, but it's its own. It's in its own league.
It's not all American.
It's in its own league. We're on the air. Who's calling?
You called me.
Who did?
You did. Who is this?
Bobby Inns. What's up? I'm here with Larry Izzo on Limo
Hey.
Talk.
Bobby in. How
Yeah.
are you? Joe Pontillo calling in.
Joe, what's happening?
Hey, Joe.
Oh my God. How is everybody doing?
We're doing good. Thanks. Glad you called in. But Joe, right now, we're doing a real old tradition here. We're having a suitcase of White Castle burgers.
Well, the show really fell off a cliff, huh?
No, we're riding high right now because these are pretty. This is quite a treat. When was the last time you had a White Castle burger?
Probably within the last few weeks. I'm kind of ashamed to say.
Okay. All right, don't be ashamed. There's no shame in it.
Yeah, they get the job. What's really shameful is I have to go there every time and ask them to take the onions off it. That's what's really shameful.
You don't like the onions? I was just talking about how the onions make the burger.
It's the best.
No, God, no.
So you
I'll
just
tolerate
like
the pickles.
Just pickles? Well, let me ask you a question. You're a Long Island guy. Favorite burger? Where is it?
Oh, God. You're eating it right now, White Castle.
Is it your favorite? Okay.
It's up there. Yeah, other than that, I don't even know. Smash Burger? Ugh.
I like Smash Burger.
Yeah, they're good.
You know, I was really into for a while Five Guys.
What
And
is
then-
the smash burger, though? I mean, they just take it and they just
smash it
the
down
meat
with
on
this,
a grill?
Yeah.
So it's not formed, actually.
Well, yeah, it's they take a big clump of meat,
Yeah.
and they take this paddle-looking thing. It's metal, and they just smash it down onto the grill and cook it.
Okay.
I couldn't get into Five Guys. I did not like the vibe there. It kind of felt like you were eating in a bathroom or a place where they fed elephants.
What, the peanuts?
Yeah, there's peanuts all over the floor. What the hell was that about?
I used to go in there, right? We go, again, Board of Elections guys. We'd go in there, and we'd order our stuff, you know, and it takes like 10 minutes for them to get your burgers together or whatever. And you're loading up these little, like, French fried cartons with peanuts. And I'd sit there eating the damn peanuts, and they get stuffed on them. Totally stuffed eating those peanuts. And then I'd leave with a bunch of peanuts. You know, just like load up. And they had the
Yeah, you
bags.
seem like that type of guy. I respect it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know, you kind of. But I don't want to go. I don't go there anymore. I just don't. I like All American. I like going to. I like Smash Burger. I like BurgerFi. BurgerFi is pretty good too.
Oh, BurgerFi. I used to go to this burger place. I forget what it was called. It was on Merrick Road in Lynbrook. I think like the Kardashians' publicist owned it for some reason.
On Merrick
Don't
Road
ask.
in Lynbrook.
Yeah, like right across the street from where the movie theater is.
I can't even think. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I never went. There's a bunch of places.
It was like one of these like very fancy burger places where you looked at the menu and there was nothing that said cheeseburger.
Is it still there? No.
Yeah, and they'd be like, I want to build my own, and I would just be like, just give me some meat and cheese. And they'd be like, so you just got a cheeseburger? And I'm like, yeah, well, it's not on the menu.
That really stalled the whole production, didn't it? I want a burger with cheese. Well,
it's
you know
like
what?
You leave New York City or New York and Long Island, most of the country puts mustard on their burgers. I don't know
mayo,
how you guys feel about
mayo
this.
too.
I'm going to be honest with you. I was down south. I was actually at a baseball tournament with my son way back, right? And we stopped off on the way to another field, and we go to a McDonald's, and we grabbed I get a quarter pounder, and I'm eating it, and it's got mustard and ketchup. And from that day on, I like mustard on my burgers.
I like mustard. I don't think I like it on my hamburger. I was in Georgia, and I ordered a cheeseburger, and I said, no mustard. And I swear to God, the whole restaurant, shut down. They had to call a manager. It's as if this had never been done before.
They love it. They love the mustard on the burgers.
In California,
And
they put
apparently we're
mayo
the
on
weirdos.
it, too.
I know they do, but you know what? Ketchup and mayo together taste really good.
I never had ketchup and mayo.
Oh, mix it together. It's like Thousand
Really?
Island dressing.
Oh, there you go.
Wendy's used to do that.
Wow.
Coco's in Valley Street on Franklin Square used to have a special thing. It had a relish in it too, but they would have ketchup and mayo mixed together. It was like Thousand Island dressing, and they would put it on the bun automatically on your burger.
They sell bottles that have mayonnaise and ketchup mixed together, like Heinz.
See?
It's called a mayo,
And they come up with a terrible name for it, like mayo ketchup nays.
mayo chup.
Mayo ketchup
It's
nays.
called mayo chup.
Sounds like a rare disease you caught.
Yeah. I got to come up with something better than that. Come on, that's disgusting. But yeah, you know what? Whatever you put on your burger, I think is good. You know, if you like it. I just don't like. I'm not a big fan of mayo anymore. I can't eat mayo. I don't do mayo.
I think I only have mayo when I have tuna fish.
You know what? You're gonna hate me now, right?
Oh, here we go.
You know what I put in my
I'm
tuna
gonna hang
fish?
Mustard.
Mustard.
Get
I put
out.
mustard in my
Throwing
tuna
my
fish.
phone in the sewer.
Don't knock it till you try it. I take Golden's mustard. It's got to be Golden's. Spicy brown.
This sounds like the meal of a serial killer.
I put mustard.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, but he put mustard on his tuna. I knew something was wrong right there.
I'm telling you, it's good because I really can't eat mayonnaise. Kills me, right?
Yeah.
So I started putting mustard in my tuna fish, mash it all up like you would with mayonnaise. Put it on 2 pieces of bread, toasted rye, toast it up. It's delicious, absolutely delicious. You can't put too much mustard. You got to put enough just to coat it. Dice up some onions maybe in there. Amazing.
It's whatever you like.
Joe, you got to try it.
And now they sell it in stores as tuna starred.
Yes.
It's in the cat food aisle.
Yes.
But no, I like
Yeah.
it.
It's in the homeless.
I got everybody in my family doing it. I got them all doing it. They thought I was crazy. Maybe they're right.
You put onions in there?
Put some onions. Dice up some onions. Yeah. Give it that little crunch. Need a little crunch. And you know what I eat everything on? Joe, you're going to have to join me on this one too. English muffins.
Big piece of wood.
Yeah, big piece of wood. English muffins. I eat everything on an English muffin.
English muffins
Oh, well, that
are
I
good,
respect. I love English muffins.
English muffins are the most amazing thing ever.
though. Hamburgers on an English muffin?
Hamburgers on an English muffin. That's what I used to serve
Never
at the
tried
bar.
it. I'm a big pizza muffin guy. You ever do a pizza muffin?
Yes.
They're kind of sloppy in the toaster, though.
But the thing about the pizza muffin, the whole corn muffin, the whole Thomas's English muffin thing is like that crust is similar to what a pizza crust would be. So
Yeah.
my grandmother, when I was a little kid, used to take her sauce, put it on top of the muffin, sprinkle some shredded mozzarella on top, put it in the oven, and we had little pizza muffins.
And then covered in mustard, and boom, it's the Bobby N special.
Yeah, loaded up with mustard.
And anchovies.
Yeah, anchovies. What's wrong with anchovies?
I love
Giant
anchovies.
anchovy on an English muffin pizza.
Oh,
No.
that's too classy, Joe.
No.
That's gourmet.
Toppings. What kind of
gourmet.
toppings do
Get
you
my
like?
son a lobster bib to wear with his pizza muffins.
You know what, though? I really don't like the whole trend that's been going on for the last 10, 15 years of all the toppings on pizza. I just don't like it. I think pizza should not be a plate.
I agree.
You know, why am I putting...
like, if you want a salad, get a salad. Don't put it on top of pizza.
If you want macaroni, get macaroni.
You want pineapples,
right.
you should need to be locked
Go
away
to Hawaii,
in prison.
yeah.
That's the whole thing. I just don't think pizza should be a plate. I'm going to take everything I like, all the different foods I like, slap them on top of a pizza? What the hell is that? I don't know. And the first thing I saw was like years ago when I started seeing, salad on pizza. Salad. So now you can't heat that thing up. So the slice is cold. And now I'm eating this pizza. It's got salad on it. And I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing to myself here? I'm embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You know? But like my kids are like, oh, I like a good buffalo slice, buffalo wing slice. It's got like buffalo's. They put blue cheese on top of it.
They got honey on.
They got all kinds of shit on it. I'm like, get the hell out. That's not a pizza. It's a mess. I want White Castle, a White Castle burger, a White Castle pizza.
3 sliders on top of a slice of pizza and a milkshake.
Why not?
$29.99 at Ancona's in Valley Stream.
Yeah, like that old McDonald's shake that used to be so thick you could seal your driveway with it. You know, it was like you sucking in. You
couldn't even get it through the straw.
You couldn't.
Get
Your face was sucked in. I was like, you like this? What the hell is this?
Your jaw wouldn't
No
move
wonder
for a
the shake
week.
machine was always broken.
Oh, that's another thing. What is that all about?
Roaches. We can go into that.
They just don't want to make it. That's why they don't want to clean it.
Just like they had 24-hour breakfast for about 2 months before COVID, and then COVID happened, boom, no more 24-hour breakfast. Coincidence?
Yeah, I think not. But look, you know what kills me? Why is it that they can't serve breakfast all day? Why?
What's the difference? You go to a diner.
I do a whole bit about that now, about like, it's not like they have a separate chef for breakfast that leaves at 11 o'clock. It's the same person, and it's just a different microwave. Like you put the sandwich in the breakfast microwave or you put it in the lunch and dinner microwave. It's the same food. It's frozen. No one's preparing it.
Exactly. It's just mind-boggling. Why there's this definite like end time to breakfast and a start time to lunch, and it's like they turning the temperatures down and everything. What are they doing?
McDonald's stopped serving breakfast at 10:30 in the morning. 10:30 is still morning time.
You ever see the movie Falling Down?
Yes.
Michael Douglas.
Yes, Michael Douglas.
Oh,
he just wants to get home.
He goes,
Is that why he goes off in that movie?
Yes. He's like, I want breakfast. I want to have some breakfast. They're like, we stopped serving breakfast at 11 o'clock. He goes, well, it's 11:05. He goes, why can't I get some breakfast? They go, sir, we'd gladly get you anything off the lunch menu. I don't want the lunch menu. He's like, I want breakfast. I want breakfast. And he starts freaking the hell out. And they finally...
it's not like one of their giveaways. The food is still there. Just make it for me.
Yeah. You get the little...
It's like a regular deli with, we turned off the stove. Turn it back on.
Exactly. What is the problem? I don't get it. I really don't. But then again, forget McDonald's. I mean, I don't want anything from McDonald's anymore. Years ago, I gave up on McDonald's. But... I don't know. They're still selling billions of dollars worth of burgers every year. I don't get it.
Oh, they finally took down those signs that says billion served. I guess they just don't care anymore.
No, it's just gotten to a ridiculous number now. It's probably they can't even calculate anymore how many burgers they've sold. McDonald's is huge. I mean,
I had a McDonald's French fry that somehow fell into a jar that I used to like save ketchup packets for months.
Uh-huh.
And when I took it out, it was exactly the same, and it didn't grow any mold. And I feel like that can't be natural.
There was a comedian years ago who used to do a thing about chicken McNuggets. What the fuck is a chicken McNugget? It doesn't look like chicken. It doesn't look like anything. Then he went on to this whole thing about how if you took a chicken McNugget, buried it in your yard, and 10 years later dug it up, it would still be a chicken McNugget.
Yes, that seems like a problem.
It's like, oh, come on. There's something very, very weird about that food.
It is.
Right. Well, it's like White Castle sells something called shrimp nibblers. What could that possibly? It's not even a full shrimp. They just got the tails or something. Where's White Castle getting fish from?
I didn't even know that White Castle served anything like shrimp.
Shrimp.
They have shrimp. They have clam strips, which are actually kind of good.
Clam strips, yes. I saw
clam
that.
strips. I don't trust that. How can you trust seafood out of a place like that?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's
when Red Lobster, when a local Red Lobster goes out of business, White Castle's standing by, taking the scraps,
picking up the slack.
Well, being an ex-exterminator, let me tell you wouldn't go out to eat if I told you half the story.
Right?
You would not go out to eat.
Tell me how bad Red Lobster is.
I can't tell you that. I can't go into that, but it's pretty bad. They're all bad.
That's a separate radio show.
Yeah, right. But seriously, they were all kind of...
Listen to me on Exterminator Talk.
I just don't know how they do as well as they do. I just, it's mind-boggling. And Olive Garden, I don't get Olive Garden at all. It's just like, I crack up when I go to people, why do you go to Olive Garden? I go, it's not authentic Italian food. What it is prefab, pre-made Italian food that they put in baggies. They weigh it out, they put it in baggies, and they reheat it in a microwave when you get there. All right, and then they throw it on the plate, and they put some sauce on it and throw that back in the microwave and heat up the sauce that they already had prepackaged. And it's just disgusting. It's not real authentic Italian food. And people go, yeah, but I love the rolls, the bread. I go, if that's the only reason you're going to a fucking restaurant is because you like the breadsticks in the beginning of the meal, then there's something big missing here.
Well, you load up on the breadsticks, and then by the time the food comes out, you don't even care what it tastes like.
No, I think that's the whole point. And from what I understand, I think Red Lobster and Olive Garden are owned by the same company.
Oh,
that's what I like. I want every restaurant to be owned by the same company. I don't want any diversity when it comes to like who's owning all these businesses. I want it to be the same psychotic billionaire. That's how I like my food.
All right, good.
Get Amazon to buy everything.
Yeah, well, we're not far from that now anyway.
Yeah.
They'll deliver it to you on an Amazon truck.
Can you imagine?
On a drone. Here's your breadsticks, asshole.
You like your breadsticks? Here they are.
When you hear your family, they just start shooting at you.
Oh man, it's so messed up. How they're talking about all these stores that are closing down now, like Macy's, I guess, in the mall, closed down, and people are like, well, I miss Macy's. I love Macy's. I'm like, but you're not going to Macy's. People are ordering everything delivered to their doorstep. So if you don't go to the store, of course they're eventually going to close. I don't know how they want it to stay open for the posterity of it all, so they could drive by and say it's still there. But they don't want to go in.
Yeah, well, most people just like a store that they can walk around for like 3 hours and not buy anything.
Yeah, get sprayed in the face with some cologne. He likes
that's what's putting all these stores out of business. People are getting blinded and end up in the wrong store.
As soon as they go in, right?
Unbelievable. I so many places are going under. It's sad.
The mall here is empty.
I know.
Sorry.
It's really sad, but you grew up with it and you're used to it, and then you almost get to the point where you say, well, this store sucks, the mall sucks, this sucks. But then when it's gone, you miss it. And,
I went to a mall in western Pennsylvania last week, and I think there were more birds than people in it.
Probably. Is there bird shit everywhere?
The birds were in the mall.
Birds.
They were in the mall.
Definitely taken over.
Oh, they're flying around in the mall, right, Joe?
Yeah, and then they're putting the few stores that are open had the fake owls. I think the owls are only scaring away the people though, not the birds.
After a while, the pigeons get used to the owls.
Yeah, they're like, that thing hasn't moved
right on the head.
That thing hasn't moved in a week.
Then they start trying to date them.
Stop fucking with me.
I installed them on the Catholic Center. Cardinal O'Connor's right outside his office. He had a ledge there, and he was pissed because of the birds. And I installed the owls. 2 weeks later, the birds were shitting on the owls'
Yeah,
eggs.
so they're like, this fucking thing didn't move. Who are you kidding? You know? I love when you go to past a baseball field and they got that fake dog out there that spikes into the ground. You're like, it's going to keep the Canadian geese off from shitting all over your field.
Yeah, right.
Like eventually they're going to be like, I don't think this dog moved.
Yeah,
So I think we're
he's
good,
a
guys.
lazy little fucker. Hey, look at him. Fuck him. He's not doing anything. But that's the whole thing is those decoys work for about 10 minutes and then it's no good anymore.
Yeah, I think we need to put some fake owls in Olive Garden. I think that'll stop people from going there.
You ever go in Home Depot and you like go look at something, all of a sudden a bird flies out from behind a pallet or something, and you're like, what the
Try going to Kennedy Airport.
Yeah, I've seen birds and cats at Home Depot.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
JetBlue Airport, the terminal at JetBlue. There's birds flying around there all the time. Yeah, right in the terminal.
I've been there in a while. I got to go somewhere.
Go to Florida.
I'll go to Florida. I'll find some birds at the airport. That's messed up. So what's going on with you, Joe? Where are you going to be?
Well, I'm going to be hopefully with you guys this
Next week.
on
Next
Saturday.
week. We know that.
Yeah.
April
Was
19th.
Graz not there tonight? He was too sad?
Graz had to go take care of a client. He's servicing an account. Yeah. He's got.
I forget you guys have jobs.
Yeah, right. See, like I got to get up tomorrow morning. I got to get up tomorrow morning to go to work.
That old gag.
Yeah, and I work also at UBS, and I work at Madison Square Garden and Citi Field. Citi Field, I'll be there on Thursday and Friday this week for the Mets. And
will you be there Tuesday, April 29th? Because I'm going to the game.
Probably.
All right. Let's make
Look
it
for me,
I don't know what I want, but let's make it happen.
Well, I'll give you a high five. It's the best I could do.
All right, I'll take it.
There's no discount necessary for that, but
I'm sure my dad will be excited to see you.
Oh yeah, your father. I'd love to see him. I'd love to see him.
His late Christmas present.
That's what it is, yeah. You know what? There's nothing like going to a ball game with your father. There's nothing, and if you can go with your father, it's a blessing to be able to do it. Because I miss those days, man. My father died pretty young, but I used to love going to the ball game with him. It was a lot of fun, and it's a lot of great memories. So yeah, it's good. Your dad is a big Met fan. I forgot about that.
Yes, he's out of control. We only went to one game last year, and it was one game against the Dodgers in the NLCS when they got, embarrassed.
I worked that. I was up in the Coca-Cola corner for that. I worked that.
Yeah,
series.
I feel like Steve Cohen should have walked on the field and just started, take the T-shirt gun and start shooting money into the crowd after that game.
It's amazing how much money the guy has. It's unbelievable. And
I love how we went from one, criminal billionaire. Well, actually, the Wilpons aren't that rich.
No, I don't even
Steve
know how
Cohen's
much they have.
Probably a criminal too, but he's better at it. So we're in good shape now.
I just don't. It's mind-boggling to me. The contracts now. You got Juan Soto making. He's actually making $1 million a week. When you really think about it, he's making $52 million a year, and that's for 13 years. So he's making $765 million, $750 million to play baseball. And right now he's got 1 home run and 4 RBIs, which is like Felix Mian numbers.
Right.
That always,
a lot of walks,
I think that always fucks him up.
Very
The money
expensive
fucks him
walks.
up.
He's got the. I love when they go. He's got some eye. I'm like, I didn't pay for his eye.
I can take a walk.
I can take ball 4. I mean, but
If you pay me $50 to play for you, I'd probably walk, never get a hit, but I'd walk a few times.
you got the odds are you're gonna walk, and eventually. And the thing is that blows my mind is Pete Alonso got half that, and for 2 years, and now he's off to this incredible start. He's doing great. He's got 3 or 4 homers. He's got 15, 16 RBIs, maybe even 18.
Right, they've all been big hits.
Big hits, game winners, and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there going, and Juan Soto, he's got a homer and 4 RBIs.
You got to give him a chance. He's got to.
I will give him a chance.
He's got to settle in.
I will, but you know what? I'm watching him, and I can see what he's doing wrong. He's topping everything. He's pounding everything into the ground, rolling his wrists over, hitting ground balls to second base and first base. And I'm sitting there going, is there a batting coach that's going to tell this guy? I mean, we're paying him $50 million a year. Somebody go up to him and say, hey, Juan, this is what you're doing wrong. And he probably could fix it in 5 minutes, but probably people going, well, he makes $50 million a year. I make $50,000 a year. I'm not saying a word.
If I try to coach him, he'll fire me.
Yeah, he'll tell me to get the fuck out of here, and I'll be out of a job. So I'm not going to say a word. And meanwhile, the guy's struggling. It's just like it's sad to watch right now. And he's hitting 270, whatever the hell it is, but it's weak. It's really weak. And Lindor, he takes a good 2 months to get ready for the season.
Right,
So-
he's usually bad in April, and after last year, I can't. I gotta just relax.
I've gained confidence that he will come around. He's done it a few years in a row now, so he will do it. But what bothers me is that why a manager sits there knowing that his 1 and 2 hitters right now are in total. They're in the doldrums, right? Why would you not move them down the batting order so maybe we could win a couple more games until they start getting hot, then move them back up? But no, it's like almost they signed on the contract that one has to bat leadoff and the other one has to bat second or they're going home. I mean, just move them around a little bit. They move everybody else around, but they won't move those two around. I don't get it.
No. My only big complaint is that I would have brought back Jose Iglesias.
Me too.
I don't know how you feel about it.
I agree. I thought he was a good...
He's barely playing for the Padres. He doesn't even look happy there, and the Padres have the best record in baseball. You say Jeff McNeil got hurt. The guy they signed to replace Iglesias, his arm fell off.
I think he did. Yeah, I don't get it.
His musical talents back.
I thought he was a great influence in the clubhouse, on the field.
Oh yeah,
he had a spark. He was jumping. He was always jumping up when he got a big hit. He was up, and he got the crowd going. They had the song. They had everything. How do you let that go away? It was like part of the culture.
I mean, he did hire Boris, and I think they were probably really tired of Boris after this offseason. So I get it.
Yeah, well, that doesn't help.
But I would have still got it done. But
me too.
whatever.
I would have had him back. I really would have had him back.
They brought back the other 4 guys I wanted back. I wanted
Winker.
Alonso, Winker, Manaya, and I like that guy Ryan Stanek with the hair.
Mm-hmm. I'll be honest, I like Torrens as the catcher better than I like Alvarez right now.
Yeah, we'll see. That guy broke his hand. He's like almost back already. He's a freak.
Alvarez is almost back?
Yeah, he'll probably be back next week.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I thought he was out longer.
He broke his hand?
I don't know how he did it. Swinging. I mean, I don't even know. Anyway, a lot of stuff going on in the world. Are you like a pro Trump guy or I hate Trump?
Oh God. I'm just a pro. Everybody have a good time.
There you go.
Guy.
I like it.
There you go, Joe. Yeah. You lose half your audience.
Vote for whatever you want. Support whatever you want. Maybe calm down with decorating your lawn with 900 flags and hats. Other than that.
You don't like the MAGA hat out on the lawn, huh? Lots of flags. Put out the flags, MAGA. I don't know. I mean, I don't like that either. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of displaying patriotism all over your front lawn.
What about the trucks?
But I'm always
sports.
Have you seen the trucks with his whole picture?
Oh yeah,
I
got a guy who does carpentry. He's a contractor.
Yeah.
He's got a pickup truck that's all Trump. And the back hatch of his truck has like a picture that's pasted on it of Biden in chains, like he's locked in his trunk.
Oh my God!
It's just that's hardcore, man.
That is hardcore.
That is hardcore. And
I don't know what message you're sending to people.
I don't either, but it's like it's almost like saying, see to me, I would never want to get this far into something where I'm saying, this is what I like. Fuck you if you don't, and don't even talk to me. because I'd rather talk to everybody. I'm okay with whatever somebody's other side is or whatever, and I'd get a good chuckle out of it if I don't agree with it. But to just go freaking out and just shutting everybody down that you don't agree with, that's kind of tough.
I got people not talking to family. I got people not talking to me because of my beliefs. And I don't even talk about my beliefs because this shit's going to happen.
Yeah, but I do. I do. But and there are people who say nasty shit to me about it or whatever, and I'm like, all right.
Well, that's your opinion, and that's fine.
Why do I have to accept your opinion, but you can't accept mine? That blows my mind.
Well, I think as a comedian,
right, that's the problem with people today.
It is. It's too much. It's out of hand.
But Joe, you got to agree, as a comedian, though, you lose half your audience right there.
Well,
You start
exactly,
getting
and I think a lot of comedians don't care these days.
Yeah.
Me, I like to think I'm here for everybody.
That's
like,
right.
Yeah, but
I think that's what you're supposed to be. That's your job as a comedian,
Exactly.
unless you're being paid by the Democratic or Republican Party.
But it's
And
gotten
trust
so
me,
malicious.
I know some people are being paid.
But it's gotten so
crazy.
malicious. It's like I remember back in the day, I used to watch Johnny Carson. You ask your father, you watch Johnny Carson,
The best.
right? And Johnny Carson would poke fun, and I was a big Reagan guy, and he would make fun of Reagan, and he'd do it in a way that was, not going to really, ruin my day or ruin anybody's day. He'd make fun of him. He made fun of Jimmy Carter. He made fun of George Bush. He made fun of everybody.
Gerald Ford.
Right? Gerald Ford was the
Right,
biggest.
yeah.
And it was
Well,
never.
everybody makes things out to be so big. Like the joke I make always is like, look, there's Republican comedians. They do characters. They have stupid jokes, whatever. And then Democratic comedians are not even telling jokes. They're just sitting there going, Donald Trump is the greatest threat to democracy. And fascism is on the rise. Anyway, see me at the Cleveland Funny Bone this weekend. Like, what
Exactly.
That's not comedy.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Yeah, yes, you hit it. You hit it on the head. I mean, how does that work? That doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Well, it works to an extent because there's, for whatever reason, a lot of people whose brains are just mush at this point, and they really believe this. So they're like, that's true. Yes, retweet, share this. Here's a meme.
Retweet.
We have to defend democracy. Whatever, anything dumb they could.
I love the threat to democracy. We have a checks and balance system in this country. There's all the branches of government that don't allow that to ever would never allow that to happen. But the thing is, I mean, people said it about Obama. People said it about Biden. None of these guys are actual Nazis, all right? I don't know where they get it from, but they love to make everybody into a Nazi. That's what they like to do. I remembered about Obama.
Funny you should say that. I had a friend of mine that called all Republicans Nazis.
They love
and I'm going, how the hell can you say that about all Republicans?
How are we nuts?
That's crazy.
There's nothing I would hate more than Nazis.
Right.
I'm not, come on, you gotta be kidding me.
We fought a war against
Yeah,
that.
there's got to be an in-between here. Everything can't be this extreme all the time.
It isn't that extreme. But I'll tell you what, the people who freak out and go and they call it Trump derangement syndrome, and they freak out and start screaming and go crazy. There's something wrong there. And there's also something really wrong with people who, want to, paint up their car and put flags.
Well, yeah, that's another joke I make. I'm like, the worst thing Trump has done is he's completely destroyed the personalities of thousands of people who either love him or hate him far too much. That's what it is.
Well, it's a point. That's a good point, because if you're pro, to the point where you're all out, you've definitely done some sort of paint job to your car with Trump stuff on it. You've got flags sticking out all over your bumper. You got all these poles sticking out all over your car. You got stickers everywhere. You got all MAGA stuff.
There was a guy that had an image of Trump actually on his lawn, like a blow-up Trump, which actually I thought was quite funny.
It is pretty funny.
funny.
I mean, when president have we ever seen over the course of our lives that has merch? You're actually buying Trump merch. Trump this, Trump hats. I never saw a president's hat. I never saw a president with a hat.
Yeah, imagine somebody wearing a riding with Biden hat.
Well, that would be
I would
hysterical.
probably not drive on the same road as them.
That would be hysterical. Driving by, you'd be like, look at it. Come on. But I've never seen anything like this with the merchandise and the marketing of being a Trump supporter.
Did you see Bill Maher this week?
No, I didn't.
Okay, Bill Maher actually met Trump, right? Kid Rock set it up. He went to the White House to meet him. He said, it's a different person. I'm talking to a man that is not the same man in the public eye. This man was funny. He was talkative. He says I asked him questions. I ridiculed him about his policies, and he actually just took it. He
does
just
take
sucked it in. And he went, And he told him, he was going back at him with all
That's
this shit.
what blows my mind.
And he says, but he's a different person. He says, I just wish that guy would show up to one of his press conferences because that's a guy everyone would like. But you got to understand him, and you understand his shtick.
I mean, if you look at interviews with him 20, 30 years ago, everybody loved him. They would talk to Oprah, Ellen. They all had him on, and they all interviewed him, and they all walked away with a great impression of him. And then all of a sudden, he becomes a Republican, and he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. The problem is you're only as good as your last ball game, as you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
That's the way it goes.
That's it.
You know, it's fair weather fans. As they used
That's
to,
right.
You know, but that's the way it goes. So, anything else going on,
anyway,
Joe?
Mer's Pub this Saturday, 7:30.
Yes.
Yes.
So what you're gonna be there with? You bring your father. Bring him down.
He'll probably be coming to see me on Friday night in Island Park. So
Okay.
that's his comedy.
Where are you going to
show
be
for
in
the
Island
month.
Park?
Yeah, that's actually Thursday. I'm in Smithtown at Napper Tandy's. And then Friday, Michael's in Island Park. And then Saturday, the Limo Talk Comedy Extravaganza at Mer's Pub.
Mers. Yes. There's nothing
I don't know
like.
if it's a downgrade or an upgrade.
Have
from
you been there
performing at
before?
Paradise Studios.
Have you been to Mers before?
I've never been
but
there.
Graz did do a weird video walkthrough just for me on Instagram.
Oh, so
I
you're
think I
familiar
got
with the
an idea.
surroundings. It's an
Yeah.
interesting place. I mean, the first year we did it in the back room and had chairs set up, and then everybody at the bar was just like talking. And we were like, oh boy, you know. So I'm grabbing the microphone. I'm going, folks, you just be quiet. A comedian coming on. I mean, we got this guy coming on. We got that guy coming on.
And they
they
don't
quiet
care.
for a minute, and they go blah, 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 right back to talking while the guy's on. But the people in the back room heard everything, and if they wanted to sit in the seats, they sat in the seats and they listened to the comedian, and that worked out okay. But the suggestion was that the next time, let's do it out front by the bar. And that didn't work out so well because the people at the bar still never stopped talking, and the people in the back room, there were no people in the back room, so we wasted that space. And the only one who was able to get the crowd to get quiet, well, Bonnie Scalisi did because she got on early, and then Rocco Perillo, they grabbed it. He was able to grab their attention. But in the middle of it all, there was so many people talking. It was annoying. So I think we're going to go back to doing the back room again, the side room. I don't know.
That sounds like the way to go. I feel pretty stressed out now, but I'm looking forward to it.
No, don't be stressed. No, it's this is like the most casual thing going.
Yeah, but
you know?
bar shows are tough sometimes.
I
when
would
you got
assume it
people
is, yeah.
screaming and everything.
Well, the show we did at Paradise Studios back in September was an amazing night. Great time.
Right. Well, that's a nice setup over here. So, you know, and the audience is captive. So it's like they're here for a comedy show. A lot of those people were there. All right, we bought tickets to the show. Now I'm going to talk to my friends I haven't seen in 10 years. And that's what happened. That's the downside. So that's it. But otherwise, we're looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah.
And,
That's
you know,
it.
we'll have a couple of drinks together. It'll be a fun night.
Yeah, we'll have some fun. Come see. I'm headlining. I forget who else is on the show. Is Larry Izzo there with you guys?
Yes.
Larry's
He's not
right
there.
here.
I'm right here.
Oh, hey, Larry. Yeah, see you Saturday.
What's Stephanie doing these days?
Who?
Your sister.
My sister. Oh, so aggressive. Well, if you need a Disney vacation plan, Bobby, I'm sure that's
what she's
high
doing?
on your list. Yeah.
That's what she's doing. Because I haven't seen her. I used to see her at the Village Hall in Valley Stream, and then she was gone.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, she's gone. What the heck happened?
Yeah, you see, everybody dabbles in politics. Some people don't have the stomach for it. Especially local village politics. You know how that could get.
It gets ugly, yeah. It gets a little ugly.
Yeah, you can only get your family out of so many parking tickets before people start to look at it.
It's so true. It's so fucking true. It's hysterical. My friend got a ticket. And they don't even talk. And they don't even talk to you for like a year until they get a ticket.
And then they call.
Yeah, it's so funny because I know what's coming. I get a phone call. Somebody's like, "Hey, Bobby, what's up?" I go, "Oh, wow, Jimmy, what's happening?" "Oh, no, how's Nick doing?" Talking about my son. "He's doing good." "Rob still?" "Yeah, Rob, what? He lives in Belmore?" "Yeah." "Oh, okay, going on." He's going, you still coaching?" "Yeah, still coaching." "You still in Valley Stream?" "Wow, how long's it been?" "Oh, it's been 30 years I've been coaching." "That's awesome." I just want to ask you something. I got a parking ticket over by the train station. I'm like, fuck. There's no fucking clue. He doesn't give a shit about what's going on in my life. He just wants to talk to me about this parking ticket. And then that's what it comes down to. And they're like, if I just drop it in your mailbox, you think you do? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. No.
That's the same reason I don't see my cousin, because he's a state trooper and he used to give us PBA cards. But he'd be like, "But you got to come see me." And I'm like, "Well, I feel bad coming to see you just for that. So better I just don't see you."
Yeah, you know what? If you got to come, you got to be ordained with this. He's got to give you his blessing with the card. Just give me the fucking card. If you don't want to give me the card, don't give me the card.
Right. Now he wants people to send him tapes. Like an audition. Tell me why you need the card.
I'm weighing several candidates. And I want to see if you.
I only have 3 this year.
I was going to say, I only have 3.
I got 3 cards for 8 people. It's like I got to figure out the right one. Holy shit, that's so true. And they got to.
It's amazing. Everybody looks for something for nothing. When you're in your own business, believe me, you get calls all the time. No matter
but
what
you know
you're
what?
doing.
Sometimes I can't believe I actually still get blindsided by it. Like I'm actually sitting there going, Jim really wants to know how I'm doing.
Because you would never do it. Would you do it?
No.
So
I would never in a million years.
So that's why you get blindsided and you get surprised.
But it's happened to me so many times. And I sit there going, geez, it's so nice of him to fucking call. Holy shit. This fucking guy, why haven't I kept in touch? Why haven't I kept in touch with Jim, who's calling me on a Saturday and just wants to talk and wants to hang out and find out how I'm doing? By the way, Bob.
You should be calling people randomly, asking if they need tickets to get there. You're the one messing up.
Just checking in. Have you gotten any summonses lately? Parking or otherwise?
I may get a summons tomorrow. Maybe you're available.
Yeah.
I'm going to be driving.
Yeah. Preemptive. We'll do preemptive pardons, ticket pardons. Oh, man.
That's funny.
All right. So, we are going to see you
Saturday at the bar.
Saturday at Mers.
I can't wait.
Looking very forward to it.
Bring some PBA cards.
Bring the cards. Bring your PBA cards. You know what? We can just, we can have a PBA card. How about a PBA card raffle?
We're going to have to need a bouncer, I think, to shut people up.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope it doesn't happen
well,
this time.
Joe will straighten them out, right, Joe?
I think, when I'm confident in this is that, Joe's a polished comedian and Joe will capture their attention. Like Rocco Perillo did. I mean, he did. And so did a couple others, but, briefly, they lost him. But he kept them the whole time. He did. And I got to give him a lot of credit for that because that was not easy.
No,
that was not easy.
It's not.
Because he's so off the wall with some people were intrigued by some
Well, they were afraid when they saw his fingernails.
Yeah,
they were blades. They were like, going to cut their throats.
Yeah, they're looking at him going, is this guy did he just wander in here? Or is he?
He might naval weapon.
Yeah, he might be packing. So let's just pay attention. We don't want to piss him off.
Like he says in his set, you don't want to ask him. People want to ask him for a match.
Yeah. It's just amazing. But it was fun. It'll be a fun night. It will be great.
Oh, you also got people paying, so
Well, they paid last time too, and they paid the first time they paid. They came in. They're donating to the Vicky Vasquez fund, which is a great cause. Sadly, she passed away, but it's a great thing. So I'm hoping we get a nice turnout.
Oh, you'll get a nice turnout, and it's going to be, a good night.
Yeah, it will. It will. It's always been good. The times we've done it have been a lot of fun, but it could be a little frustrating. I went to this place next door. I go to the guy. First of all, I go to Mers, and I'm thinking they have a menu. No, they don't have food. They don't have any food. So I go in there and I hadn't eaten. So I was like, holy shit. I'm fucking starving. And the show doesn't start. We're not starting until like 8, 8:30, whatever the hell it was at the time. And so they go, oh, there's a Chinese restaurant next door. I go to the Chinese restaurant next door. It was fucking that was disgusting. It was really disgusting. I wanted to call Larry to exterminate the place before I got there and before I ordered anything. But I ate their food. I ordered something simple Chinese food. Sat down, ate it in Mers, and I felt like shit after that. Gotta say.
Well, I could tell you
you really
stories.
painted a great picture of the show. I cannot wait.
So what I was getting at was,
You're
Joe.
gonna have to fight some people. Don't eat the Chinese food next door.
I'll bring White Castles.
Yeah. What I was getting at, Joe, is make sure you have something nice to eat before you come out, because there's no place over there.
The clam strips they have.
There's no food?
Yeah, they don't have food. So we should do? We should maybe cater a little bit something. Maybe get a couple of trays of food.
I thought he was going to buy a sandwich or something, like some 6
We'll get a 2-foot hero.
A 2-foot hero would be good.
Oh, God.
With some mustard.
Yeah, with some mustard and some mayo.
No mayo. That's funny.
All right, Joe. I guess we'll let you go.
Out of here.
Look forward to seeing you Saturday, Joe.
Yeah, likewise. Great.
Thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate it. Joe
That's the
Pontillo, Long Island's
right.
best comedian.
Follow me on something.
What was that?
I said, follow me on something.
Follow him on something, on anything. Joe Pontillo, thank you so much for being on. Thank you. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Take care, guys.
All right, Joe. Take care.
Joe.
He's funny.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
It's good. It's gonna be a good laugh. You see, this whole thing is he's like the headline. I don't even. I shouldn't have painted a picture like that, but
Well, it makes it very exciting to come to a show. You know, there's going to be a problem.
in
the beginning.
I didn't want him to go there because he was talking about shows he's done, and he's done a lot of great shows and all over the place. He was talking about coming here and what it was like when he came here, and I'm sitting there going, I just want to make sure you understand it's not going to be like that at Mars. It's going to be a little different. And I don't want him to be shocked by it or annoyed by it. I hope he's not annoyed by it because, there will be people that will talk.
Yeah.
While the show's going on.
You just got to go through your set. I had that at a show I did a couple of weeks ago, and actually it was last week. And there
was
people
Noreen.
Huh?
She was talking the whole show. Noreen.
She was talking the whole show. I had to shut her up. I threw something.
Yeah.
But
Joe,
anyway.
what do you have French fries?
No, that's onion rings and
Oh boy, look at this.
French fries,
Yeah,
which
I'm
are
gonna take a
probably.
couple.
Well, they're
That's all right.
probably good.
Look at
They
the
last
size.
for 6 months. They last.
That's what Joe just said.
Yeah,
Go.
not bad.
Not bad.
So anyway, yeah. So these people would just constantly, and you just go through your set, or because they weren't outrageously annoying. You just hear a mumble here and there. You're not going to shut those people up.
No.
The host has to say, put your, phones on silent and everything, and make a joke out of it. But you're going to have people that talk, especially in a bar. I'm doing a show on May 28th. Actually, I hope you guys can come. The Thursday night. It's going to be at Trey Scalini.
Trey Scalini.
Trey Scalini out in Farmingdale.
Yeah, it's on Main Street, isn't it?
They got a separate room, though. So I'm
I've
doing
been
a
there.
show, and I'm going to do it for Wounded Warriors. So
Nice.
A lot of the proceeds, everything after expenses, will go towards
Cool.
Wounded Warriors.
I love that. That's a great cause.
It
When
is
the
a great
Warriors-
cause, and I think Warriors are forgotten about, and
Unfortunately, yes.
it's a sad thing, and unless you are involved or know somebody,
See, this
it's
is what
a
drives me
thing.
nuts, and this is when I get a little political.
Okay,
But
here we go.
We do more
Oh.
for people who have never done a thing for this country and just crashed across the border illegally. We do more for them than we do for people who fought for the country to be what it is. And it bothers me. It just really bothers me. And my father was a Korean War veteran and a wounded veteran, so he had Purple Heart. And you know what? I don't remember anything ever being done for him, ever. Like, he had to work for everything he got. He had to work hard for it. It was like nothing was handed his way. He was in the Korean War, and he came back, and tons of guys were in the Korean War and stuff, and it was never really spoken about or anything anymore.
Yeah.
But we talk about stupid, and he's a freak out. He watched TV, and somebody's got some stupid cause that they're fighting for, and they're trying to help somebody out.
But you have people
Is this-
here. Go to a vet hospital and see these poor guys, or guys that need a home after coming back and they can't get jobs
Nothing.
because they're done and they don't get. Try the administration. Try to get in touch with those people. You can't get in touch with the VA.
It's sad. It really is sad.
So it's
And
hard.
that's why,
that should be
again-
top fucking priority as far as I'm concerned.
And again, that's what I appreciate. And I'm not going to sit here blowing the horn anymore, but so I appreciate about what Trump does. With he brings attention to it all the time, and that's what should be done. It should be
Exactly.
done. Somebody gave it. They talk about people. The whole "my body, my choice" thing. Forget it, right? But I don't even want to get into it. But the whole point is, where else can we apply that? Can we apply that to somebody who was drafted years ago
No.
into a war? Could they have turned around and said, "Well, I'm not going because it's my body, my choice"?
Right.
Could I say that? No.
Then you're a conscientious objector.
Yeah. Well, then you're going to Canada.
Or you're going to jail.
Yeah, or you're going to jail, right? So they were like, if you don't go, you're out of here, or you might go to jail, and but there was no choice for them.
Right.
No choice for them to lose an arm, to lose a leg, to lose their life. Yeah. They went and they did it because there are certain things in life that that's a calling upon that you have to, that you do. And now, don't you wish they could turn around and say, I'm not going because I don't have to, and it's my body and it's my choice, and I'm going to do what I want.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Unfortunately,
I believe that everybody out of high school, women and guys, should go 1 year.
I
Oh,
agree.
wait a minute. Not even 1 year. Go through 6 months go through basic training, go to a tech school that you're trained in something, and then do reserve duty for your 6 years.
You know what?
Now we have a backup. Now we have a reserve. There's going to be no draft if we need people. And these people are getting paid. You get a pension after 20 years.
Totally agree. And you know who does that?
Israel.
Israel does that.
Yep.
They send everybody off to the military right after they get out of high school,
Yeah.
and they either a year or so, whatever it is, and they learn how to fight.
But you don't mess
they
with
co-
those people.
And you don't.
You don't.
You don't. And they all learn how to. So if you live in Israel, basically you've been trained,
To kill.
in the military,
Right.
at some level. So I think that really is kind of what would happen if they tried to do that here.
You have little Johnny going, Mommy, I can't go in. I don't know whether I'm a
forget
she.
it.
Are they? Who are they? Now they're they.
Oh, they
We're
have
gonna
to
go
go.
into
Yeah,
that.
they have to sign up. But the thing is, if you even tried it here,
They freak out.
and especially if the current president implemented it. Talk about what they would call him.
I got to say one thing that's funny, and Noreen and I were talking about it, was listening to Biden, when he was still in office. No, when he was still in office, and he's, pay them more, meaning workers. They need to be paid more.
He whispered.
Because he was telling the workers, the employers, got to pay them more. So do you know what the top salary in the White House is? It goes anywhere from, I think, $25,000 to $65,000. Because we looked it up, what the White House salaries were. Can you imagine? What's $65,000 today?
Not getting
So
you very
you
far.
gotta pay them more.
It's okay if you're living alone.
Yeah, exactly. In the basement of the White House,
Yeah.
in a closet. I'm
It's
just
amazing.
saying, it just doesn't make sense. But
Yeah, but unfortunately, everything is judged by the source. Everything is judged by the source it comes from. It's not judged by whether it's a good idea or it's a bad idea. It's who said it. Oh, he said it. It's bad.
bad.
If he said it,
It's
good. It's like, come on. They've been talking about the borders for 25 years. Every president has said they're going to do something about it. Unfortunately, no one did. But even Obama stood there and said that no one's going to come into this country and move ahead of somebody who's been waiting for the proper channels to apply for citizenship and has gone through the whole process. You're not going to just jump in here and all of a sudden move ahead of that person.
Right.
And if so, if you do jump in here, we're going to deport you. And you may never be allowed to come back in. And that was the tough talk he had. But if Trump says it, I guess he's a racist.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I'm still wondering one thing, though. Is Michelle Obama a man? Is it a man? It's every day. I see something else that kind of points in the direction that it might be a man. And it's become a big debate all over the internet, all over Facebook, everywhere. And people all think it's Big Mike. They call it Big Mike.
Well,
Because Obama himself has even slipped and called her, him, or they Mike. He's done it. And they
maybe
said,
that's our nickname. Yeah. Mike.
You name a girl Mike? I'll call a girl Mike.
Mickey.
Mikey. No, I don't know. There's rumors out there, and there's a lot of evidence that she might be a guy.
Wow, I got to see the proof.
Have you heard this?
I have heard it. I've seen it on the internet. I've seen it all over.
Well, I'll tell you what.
But
If anybody could be a guy, she could. He could. Whatever, because I mean, I've seen it in its I don't even they, her or them. I've seen her in her unkept look, and it's a little manly. It is a little manly, I gotta say. I don't know. I'll tell you who wasn't a guy. Barbara Bush.
Barbara Bush.
She was like Aunt B on fucking
Andy.
on the Andy
Griffith show.
I mean,
with the pearls and the little dresses.
People used to say to Hazel, it's like Hazel.
Hazel, that's it.
Mr. B. People used to say, George Bush, was that his mother? And then
Can you imagine that being married to somebody going, is that your mother? Tell your mother she looks really good for her age.
She looks amazing for her age. What is
Holy
she?
Shit.
Oh, well, she's 66. What? All right. But anyway, and then George Bush Jr. gets in, and she's still around. And you're looking at it, and it looked like his grandmother. It didn't look like his mother. But then there was Laura Bush, who looked her age.
Yeah, she looked all right.
It's just, I don't know. And I'm sure Barbara Bush was a really nice person, but she just kind of scared me a little bit.
She reminded me of Mamie Eisenhower.
Eisenhower.
And I didn't know that. I was a little before my time, but I saw pictures of her, and that's what she reminded me of. Everybody, like, back then looked like your grandmother.
They did.
Even when they were 35 or 40 years old.
This is the thing. This blows my mind about how the way people are in their homes and the way they're, like, serving food or whatever they're doing. The women in the house, even the guys in the house. I look back at shows and you say, that's the way that traditionally is what you saw. You saw a woman making some food, or even if she wasn't in the, homekeeping thing, she still looked her age. Well, not looked her age, but
she looked older.
When I found out that Edith Bunker actually on that show was 46, I'm like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me?
William Frawley. Do you remember him?
He was Mertz, Fred Mertz.
Fred Mertz on the Lucy Show. When he was 35 years old, he looked 65. He always looked old. Yeah,
it's mind-boggling. I thought when he was on the Lucy Show, Lucille, I Love Lucy, you'd see him and Ethel come over, right? And I'd be like, it's amazing how the concept they came up with of this younger couple being friends with these old people. but they weren't really that old.
Well, she wasn't that old. He was old, though. He looked older. And he was only about 50 there.
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking he's like a 70-year-old man or whatever, 80-year-old man, whatever the fuck he is. Can't be 50. He can't be 46. And when I found out that Archie Bunker on that show in those days was supposed to be 46 and his wife was supposed to be like 45, I'm like, can't tell fuck. You know what else kills me too? When you gain weight, you gain some weight, you don't gain weight. But
I got Crohn's disease. I lose weight by the pound here.
You sit here and I'm watching old shows and I'm like, oh my God, the Skipper ain't that fat. I always thought he was a big fat fuck.
The Skipper.
And I'm going, shit. You know what? I'm starting to look, and then I used to think Rodney Dangerfield was fat.
He wasn't that fat.
No, he just looked old.
Yeah, well.
But it was just like, and I'm like, I used to think of him as the fat guy, and he ain't the fat guy.
I don't know what it was, though. My father died at 63, and at 50, he looked old.
My father started getting old in his 40s.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. You don't look old. I don't
know. I just.
But they acted
is
old,
it the way
too,
we
right?
act? Or did
Nah,
they
I think
just
it's
fall? Did they fall into
They
what they
fell
were
into it.
supposed to act like?
Yep.
See, me, I refuse to act anything older than maybe 27. I don't. I don't want to. I stopped. That's my number. That's the number I use, 27.
All right.
That's where I stopped progressing, if you will, in age and mentally. So I stay in a young frame of mind, I guess. I think you do too.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's nothing, to me, there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing right about suddenly somebody telling you should act a certain way at a certain age. Bullshit.
You know, I got friends in Florida. Their philosophy is, well, you retire, you gain weight, you lose your hair, and then you die.
That's a great outlook.
That's great. I mean, and when are you waiting for this? I mean, it's like just on your bucket list.
It's like sitting there like this. Going,
That's what they do. And they watch MTV all day.
So there are these people.
There are these people.
Are these people. You know, I've seen people like 67, 70 years old, and I'm like, how the hell do you look that good?
Yeah, I was sitting in Manhattan. We went to Manhattan this weekend, right? We had a good time. So I'm sitting there and going, want to take a helicopter ride? She goes,
oh, my God.
She goes, I don't know. After it's Friday, maybe we'll just put it off until next time. But we have done it around Manhattan.
Yeah.
We got a coupon from Groupon or something like $250, and she would take me up in a helicopter for my birthday, and I do the same, whatever. And it was a good ride. I don't know if I do it again right now.
Not right now. I think we could wait on that.
It's
Was
like a
messed up,
skydiving
man.
thing,
That was so messed up with that Pat 4 family. That was sad.
Oh, my God.
It makes me wonder what really happened there.
I thought it was a bird strike.
Is it?
Well, somebody said they saw a whole mess of birds, and then they saw the rudder fly off. That's kind of like,
could a
something's got to hit something.
If a bird could knock one of the rotors off of a helicopter, I want to meet this bird.
Yeah, big bird.
I mean, come on. How does that happen? I've seen it get sucked into engines. That happened.
Canadian geese.
Yeah,
that happens.
The birds, they go through a whole flock of them, and the whole bunch of them, they clog up the engine. Dead.
Wasn't that Scully's problem?
That's what's happened with Scully's plane, yes. Yeah. But the thing is, that I can see, but a bird knocking a propeller, or they call it a rotor, off the top of the thing, and the back one came off too.
I know, and it said it was still spinning.
Spinning through the air, like, oh, look, like, what the fuck, where's the helicopter?
Vic Morrow.
Oh, my God, remember that?
Does anybody remember that?
I bet nobody knows what he's talking.
Okay. Go ahead.
The Twilight Zone movie.
Yes.
Vic Morrow was filming a scene where he was
Vietnam.
It was like he was a Vietnam soldier, and he was in this, I guess, swampy area, and it was like with the rice paddies and everything else, and he was trying to rescue somebody from a.
It was a kid.
Yeah.
He had the kid in his arms.
Right. And it was like supposed to be a fallen helicopter or something like that. And one of the rotors dipped on the helicopter and chopped him. Gone.
Vic Morrow was gone tomorrow.
And that's where the joke started. The sick jokes were started with, how do you know that Vic Morrow had dandruff?
I don't remember that one.
They found his head. They found his head and shoulders in the bushes. Literally, they did. And like it was the only Natalie Wood. Natalie Wood was the only wood that doesn't float. Natalie Wood.
That I heard.
You know, why didn't Natalie Wood take a bath on the boat? She wanted to wash up on shore. You know, it was like all those jokes used to come out at that time.
Yeah.
And somebody came up. They pulled out a. Somebody came up to me one time. I was at the Nook and Cranny working. I was bartending then, and somebody came up to me and they gave me one of these. What is that?
Natalie Wood.
That's the last sound Vic Morrow heard.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So, you know.
But it's not too soon. It's like.
It isn't. You know, there's so many tragic things that go on in the world. And it's like, look at what just happened at this club. And I happened to see that guy, Ruby Perez, who was the entertainment at that club in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Or was that Dominican Republic?
That's the Dominican Republic.
Dominican.
Yeah.
They hate to get confused.
Yeah, please don't do that.
No, I'm going to get,
We may not make it
you
happy.
confused me with Puerto Rico. No, I'm
They're
sorry.
outside tonight.
So, but that roof, that whole ceiling collapsed. How the hell does that happen?
Yeah.
They have building inspectors. You know, I sit here and I used to get annoyed. You know, like, you see a place is opening up, and they're like, they're holding up the opening of the building because they don't like the way the air conditioners are secured on the roof, and they don't like the ductwork, and they don't like this, and it's got to get the code.
Right.
And now I'm sitting there going, you know what? They're spot on with that code shit because this building just collapsed on all these people. And the roof, how does the roof just fall
How
in?
does the whole place just collapse?
It just collapsed, gone.
And there wasn't even a storm.
Nothing. It was just too much shit on a roof that wasn't supported properly. I think they had all those lights hanging from the ceiling, and they had stuff on top of the roof.
They're heavy, those little lights.
Yeah. No, all those colored lights and shit, they got...
It's called bad construction, man.
It was bad. It was really bad. So, you know, sad for those people. I feel bad for a lot of people that went there. One of them was a pitcher that used to pitch for the Mets. Octavio Dotel.
Yeah.
He was there at the club. But
there was another ball player there, wasn't he?
I
thought there were two ball players there, but
I don't know. But the guy who was doing the entertainment that night was that guy, Ruby, and I actually saw him at Citi Field. He did a
concert.
He did a show over at Citi Field. So he was good, a good entertainer.
Yeah.
But sad to hear. Sorry for everybody. You know,
a lot of things like that happen, though. I mean, fires that people know fire exits to get out. There was a place years ago in Portchester, New York.
Oh, I think I know.
And it was a place called Gulliver's, and I know this because
I remember Gulliver's.
My friends were there that night, and this place went up in flames. My cousin was a cop.
Was a pyrotechnic show or something?
Yeah, something like that, and the whole place went up in flames, and people couldn't get out. Like a lot of
the
people,
exits are blocked.
A lot of people died.
This is the thing. That's why you forget how important that is.
Yeah.
Exits. You know, folks, when you go into a place, find out where the exits are when you first settle in, because most people don't know.
Right.
They don't know, and they end up getting stuck in a closet somewhere.
That's right. Always be observant of where you are.
It's true.
Even on a plane.
It's funny. You know where the exits are.
I know. I got to be honest with
sit
you.
on the wing.
I never seen one of those little things flicker in the water. No. Anybody that fell in the water, them things. I'm just saying. They put the vest on.
It just gives you something to do as you're going down.
My thing is, I never wore, and I was in the Air Force. I flew on rickety shit, planes with cotter pins holding your seat in, right?
Cotter pins.
I had a stunt pilot for a colonel that used to take us up to McGuire Air Force Base and get beer, and he used to do all these flips in the air, and I used to throw up all the time because he was just,
good times.
Riding Rockaway, it was like holding that bar and keep going over in that little cage thing in Rockaway. Anyway, so he used to fly us out, and we used to pick up beer and get drunk, but anyway,
yeah,
I forget. Where I
there was a
going with
movie
that.
I'll never forget. There was Jack Wagner. It was the movie Injustice for All, with Al Pacino, and Jack Wagner, I think, was a judge.
You're out of line.
That was the movie. You're out of order. We're all out of order. That was one of the greatest scenes in any movie. But the funny thing was, Jack Wagner. Now, this is when you first start realizing that some judges are insane, because he used to take Al Pacino, who was a lawyer, out on his helicopter and see how far out he could go on a quarter tank of gas and still make it back to the top of the building without ditching. And one of the last times he did it, they were running out of gas, and he made a whole adventure out of getting the helicopter back on the roof of the building. And Al Pacino was like almost on life support after that. And
I don't blame him.
But there are wacky people out there, man, in all walks of life. All walks.
Well, it's not like a car, you're going to get to a gas station,
Yeah, so you can pull off the side of the
pull
road.
off the side of
Can't
the road
pull
and get
over in the air.
AAA,
Can't
call
pull over in the
somebody.
air.
No, that's what my point was. So when somebody gets on a plane with me and they say, "Oh my God, I'm nervous," I'm not. You know what? Here's what you do. If you feel anything, you're going down or anything, you stick your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye.
Exactly.
That's it.
That's it.
And enjoy the flight.
Thank you for flying out.
And why do you have to tell me you are now flying at 35,000 feet? I don't care.
Now, I'm going to give a 2-minute guy. I'll tell you, Joe. This guy, Bob Gallipoli, I used to work for MetLife. He told this joke. Every day he would come into the room, and we had 5 days of training. And he would walk in, and at the end of the class, he would go, "And thank you for flying Alitalia." And then the second day, "Thank you for flying Alitalia." Third day, "Thank you for flying out." Then he goes, "I'm going to, by the end of this, tell you what the thank you for flying Alitalia was." He goes, and then he finally tells us that what it was it was a bunch of people on a plane, and the plane was going to ditch. It's a long setup to the joke, but I know we got to get off. But anyway, so he goes like this. He goes, "For those of you who is sitting in a first class, your seat cushion to pull off, and you can strap it on, so when the plane hits the water, you can float back to the island," right? And it's like, so that's a good thing for the first class. Way to go. For those of you in second class, you can swim with a life jacket, and you can swim yourself back to the island. It's not as good as the vest, but you can put the little jacket on, and you will float until a ship comes out, and a boat comes out and gets you. And for those of you who are in coach, I just want to say thank you for flying Alitalia.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
So anyway, it went on like, he was like, "There are no vests and there's no life jacket, so don't try looking for them." And I just want to thank you for flying Alitalia.
That's hysterical.
But anyway, we got to wrap this up. This was a good time. Joe Pontillo called in.
Yeah.
We have the show coming up April 19th, folks. I hope you can join us over at MERS. 7:30, I think it is.
7:30.
7:30 at MERS in Farmingdale. All right, so enjoy the show with us. Come on down. It's the day before Easter. Get out before Easter. Should be a lot of laughs, a lot of fun for a good cause.
Yes,
Vicky
good cause.
Vasquez Foundation. So, they're raising money for that. It's all going to a good cause. A great person who tragically passed away young. And so we're going to, be there for that. And that's what it's all about in Farmingdale. And Larry, anything coming up with you?
Yeah, I have your show on the 19th.
Larry Izzo will be at the show on the 19th along with Joe Pontillo.
I have something on May 23rd at the Elks Club here in Massapequa.
Journey Oaks?
For the Elks. And this is actually going to be for it's a senior health expo and beyond.
What's beyond?
That it's beyond. It's beyond.
How do you get beyond senior?
Well, it's not beyond senior. It's the expo beyond.
He's
It's all
doing,
new
he's, doing,
things.
he's doing shows at Wakes.
At Wakes, there you go. I got a live audience.
Most of it, yeah.
Some of it, it's a couple of dead. But and then I'm putting on a show on May 28th at Trace Galini.
That's in Farmingdale, too.
That's in Farmingdale. And on May 20th, I'm doing a set at Rodney's at 8 o'clock at night in the city.
Used to be Dangerfield.
Used to be Dangerfields. Well, that was on 2nd Avenue. This is a different place now.
Right.
And,
Is the other place still there?
And then we're doing shows throughout the year. Well,
cool. Is Dangerfield still there?
no, not in the same spot. No, they moved uptown.
Oh, well. Anyway,
A lot of
folks,
things.
thanks for joining us tonight. And we had a good time.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for being on.
Hey.
Whoa!
White Castles.
So, and thank you for the beer, and thank you for the White Castles. That was quite a treat. But
Let me know tomorrow.
we will see you at MERS on Saturday. We won't be on Easter Sunday. So you get the treat of having us a day early in 6 days. So have a good night, everybody, and God bless.
Now, we're up to our long-distance dedication. And this one is about kids and pets and a situation that we can all understand, whether we have kids or pets or neither. It's from a man in Cincinnati, Ohio, and here's what he writes. Dear Casey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's start again. From coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please. See, when you come out of those up-tempo goddamn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions, and then you got to go into somebody dying. You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but goddamn it, if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it. Is Don on the phone? Okay, I want a goddamn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a fucking up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn death dedication. Now, make it, and I also want to know what happened to the pictures I was supposed to see this week. This is last goddamn time. I want somebody to use his fucking brain to not come out of a goddamn record that is that's up-tempo, and I got to talk about a fucking dog dying.